What's up, guys? Welcome back to Whisky Website Wednesdays. This is episode 74. My name is Meira. I am the social media manager at Outsite the Box, and I am joined by Gowsh. And today we are going to be drinking the Glenfiddich 18 year. We're going to be giving you some productivity tips.
I like oranges.
Because we feel like it's necessary.
Yeah, we've just been, pretty swamped here, and we were just discussing it in office as well. How do we manage our time? How do we, really maximize the time? Because we find that sometimes we just want a few more hours in the day, and if only we can find a way to make it happen. So short of entering into the Dragon Ball Z time chamber or finding some sort of rip in the time continuum, we'll come up with another way to deal with time.
The other thing too is we're not only running one business, not only two, but three, and in some cases, for me, it's four. So time does get the better of you, and it can be easy to get overwhelmed, and that's one of the things that we want to talk to you about today, because it's okay to be overwhelmed, but how do you fix it and how do you move past it?
So this is batch number 3322. Each one is individually labeled. So, Glenfiddich 18. The color is a dark gold. As you can see, it's very nice. It's a beautiful, beautiful bottle, beautiful color. Glenfiddich 18 is a beautiful whiskey. On the nose, a remarkably rich aroma. Has a lot of orchard fruit, like mainly apple, baked apple actually, and a robust oak smell. Tastes, again, kind of the dried fruit, candy peel, dates, overlaid with, again, elegant oak notes. And then finally, the finish is just, apparently, it's warming, rewarding, and distinguished, which are all things I'm good with. I get the baked apple.
This is what you need after a nice long day.
Yep. It's a beautiful color. Just a beautiful whiskey, guys, to be honest.
Cheers!
Cheers. I like it. Has a bit of a bite at the end, but so smooth going down. All right, so as we can see, our silence tells a lot of words. This is a great whiskey. I'm not even going to try it with the rocks or water right now.
I feel like you don't need it.
Yeah, I don't. It's quite smooth. It's insane. So let's get on to these productivity tips.
So this conversation actually stemmed from literally about 20 minutes ago. We were discussing with our coworkers how we always feel like time is slipping away from us, and how we wake up in the morning and we can get to work by 9 a.m., but sometimes we end up getting to work by 10. And it's how do we maximize that time in the morning to start a little earlier? So for instance, waking up at 5 and getting a fresh start to your day, going to the gym in the morning, having a nice breakfast, and actually starting off your day so that it sets the mood off right. And then we all felt like there was a consensus that we're not maximizing the first few hours of our morning as much as we have once done before. I feel like I used to wake up at 6, go to the gym, get everything done, be at work by 9. There you go. Yeah. But lately I've been 10 a.m.
And not only that, so the other thing is we're a bunch of night owls, so we get a lot more work done in the evenings, and then we actually that bleeds into our after hours time, and then we're at work working until at home working until 11, 12, and then all of a sudden going to sleep at 1. So then you feel so drained that in the morning you kind of lazy getting in. And we just found that I'm like, how do I change this? Because I want to find more time. I want to. You want more time to do everything. It kind of comes into the point of how do you set aside time each day, even to do something that you like. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if it's an hour a day, you try. You have to set it aside, though. You have to be hey, I have an hour a day to do X, Y, Z. If you can't do an hour, then come up with 15. But do something you actually love doing. Exactly. Another thing is doing something doing part of something is actually better than doing nothing at all. I know sometimes we try to get everything done, and we're I gotta do all this, and then you kind of stumble and not do it. Yeah. Just piecemeal it out. Just break it down into, okay, let me do this task and this task first, get that done, and then be okay, I already finished it. And it always feels good when you finish something ahead of schedule. Mm-hmm. So kind of do that first and then move on to next.
That's one of the things I feel like having multiple businesses, you can't always do 100% of each one every single day because it's impossible. It's physically impossible to do the hip house and outside the box and all of our side ventures and have a social life and everything 100% of the time, because that's impossible.
Yeah.
And you're just going to be drained and burn out really quick. So do 25% of the hip house and 50% of outside the box one day, because some stuff takes a little bit more precedence than other stuff.
But then set your tasks too. Like
Absolutely.
if it's going to be 25%, then like be like, today I'm going to work on sponsors. I'm going to call 5 sponsors and, you know, talk to this many volunteers.
Yeah.
You know, so like stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And another thing I had found was learn to say no. There are tasks, there are projects that you should not or cannot take on.
Yeah.
Say no. I know sometimes it's always take it, say yes, and then figure it out, but sometimes it's not healthy for you, and it's sometimes not possible, and you might be putting out not your best work. If it's not suitable for you, or if it's not the right thing for you, then set some limits around your whatever it is, whether it's, hey, do you want to go out, or hey, do you want to grab a drink, or hey, do you think you can help on this project, or like et cetera, et cetera.
This has been a huge fault of mine, like just over the past few years as well, because I'm like, okay, I want to do this, it sounds so cool, or yeah, sure, I'd love to help you out on your project, or yes, I'd love to do this for you. But it's also like, hold on. I'm taking too much, and my plate is this small, and I put this much on it. Like, that doesn't make sense.
It does get hard.
Yeah.
Another thing is bundling your tasks. If you bundle your tasks, especially if it's non-urgent, like, actually even if it's urgent, like for me, for example, whenever I have to go see clients, I try to put them all into like one day where I'm efficient, right? You know, so, all right, today I'm not going to be in the office, guys. I'm going to go hit up this X, Y, and Z, and you know what? Let me also hit up A, B, and C. They didn't ask for a meeting, but let me just check in on them as well, because might as well bundle these things together.
Yeah.
It gives them a better experience with us, as well as me being able to get all my tasks done all at once, so that the next day I don't have to think about like leaving for an hour and wasting maybe 3 hours of my time with the downtime before and after.
And that's one of the things that we were doing for Hip House, for example, where on the days we were hosting our Hip House events, we would go a few hours earlier, or like spend the entire day just going to different venues, meeting with different venues, and meeting different sponsors as well, and setting up that time so that we're maximizing that entire day, as opposed to here and there going back and forth to different venues when we could just do it all in one day.
Yeah, I definitely, that's something we definitely do now and want to do even more of moving forward. Another one, a funny one, is do the crappy stuff first. If you have to do it and it's just a task that you dislike and you don't want to really waste too much of your time or mental time like actually like, contemplating it, just do it right off the bat. Just get it out of the way. Just get it done so that you're not ruining it for the rest of the day. Like, oh crap, I still have to do this.
What's one of the things that you find you avoid?
It really depends. I'll be honest. It really depends on certain tasks. There are certain tasks, like even within my job role, like certain campaigns that when I have to set up, I'm just like, oh, like I still have to do this, and I'm like, I can do it later. And then the deadline comes up, and I'm like rushing to do it within an hour.
Yeah.
And whereas like I could have done it early morning, gotten over with, and not thought about it all day. Like there's certain things like for like even like simple things like in AdWords, like if I'm trying to track conversions, like there are a few coding elements that I have to go through and like pass it back and forth with the developer and then verify, and then it just kind of gets you know. And so it happens, and like that. What about you?
One of my things is content curation. Mm-hmm. So because there's so much information that you're sifting through, it's so easy to get distracted. And for me, I guess it's not something that I avoid, but it's more so something that I always just get distracted by in general. Yeah. So I'll work on one client, then I'll find something else cool for another client, and I'm like, how do I maximize just focusing on one client?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely there. Sometimes for me it's variable, but like I think I have to just focus, like figure out, hey, like I'm really kind of putting this off, stop it, do it right away, and then get it out of the way. Another thing you actually have to keep in mind is look at the activities in your life and the people in your life and get rid of anything that drains your energy.
Yep.
This actually can affect you a lot more than you think. There are people that may be negative, or maybe not negative, but maybe just not right for your life, or maybe where you're at in life right now. And it's better to cut those ties rather than try to hold on to them for no reason. And same with certain tasks. There are activities that come up that may not be helping you. there's certain, I mean, like, you going to the gym and working out, that's affecting you in a good way. It's helping your health, it's helping you clear your head, it's helping you with endorphins. Great, but there are activities, I'm sure, that we can all live without, right? And so these are things I think would help as well. What do you think about that?
I agree. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with the most. So, and I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer in cutting out anyone that's toxic in your life, that's dragging you down. There can be people that you've had in your life that have been your friends or in your circle for years, but don't have the same hustle or drive as you. And if you need to spend time dedicated to what you need to do, then focus on that. And if those people are weighing you down, then you need to readjust your crew.
Yeah, I totally agree. And lastly, just set aside some time each week to do something nice, special, whatever it is. Whether it's movies, going on a date with your boyfriend or girlfriend, whether it's just watching like the Leafs game, like be like, okay, regardless if I miss this much, I will watch one game a week. Whatever it is, just set some time, because I found like one of the things I was telling Meira was that I find myself at the end of the day, like it'll be a long day, I'll have stayed at work late, I've gone to the gym, by the time I get home it's 10-11, I finished dinner and it's like 11:30 and I should be going to sleep, but because I've been so drained, I set aside, I'm like, no, I'm watching like TV for an hour just so like my brain can just relax and not feel like I've gotten into this super robotic mode where all I do is eat, sleep, work out, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, and that can get draining as well. So then I set that time aside, but it would be even better if I said, hey, like Wednesdays or like, you know, this week, like Thursday, I'm gonna stay home, go home straight, watch the Leafs game. Go Leafs, go. Please just tie it up. But like, you know, watch the Leafs game and just kind of just unwind and chill out. Just have yourself a beer, great glass of whiskey, whatever it is. Make some time for yourself. Mm-hmm. It really is important for your mental sanity, to be honest.
The one thing that I've been really bad at is a work-life balance. And that's one of the things when you turn your passion into a business. So marketing, I'm always like with ideas and stuff like that. And anytime I have a Wi-Fi connection, I'm like, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And then makeup is my other passion. So I'm always either creating looks or like work on my blog or YouTube videos and stuff like that. So that's a lot of time out of my day. But then how do I make time for a social life or family or friends? So it's like now I'm trying to scale back a little bit, readjust how much time I'm spending on things, and then spending time with people so that I'm not just like holed up in my room making videos all day. You know what I mean? So
totally agree.
Work-life balance is very important.
Anything else that you had seen in your research that?
Mine's generally the same, and I completely agree with everything that you're saying. I need to take this advice actually, so I'm going to keep watching this video over again so that it's a reminder.
I'm going to keep these notes on me, like, remember, gosh, don't do this.
We're human. Like, there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so much you can spend your time on without getting burnt out. So trying to avoid burnout is one of the key things, in my opinion. But also being the most productive.
Of course, because I mean, at the end of the day, if you're watching this or if you're in our shoes, like, I'm probably someone that's grinding for a lot more. Like, you're not just in it for, you know, your 9 to 5. You're in it to grow your business, your own personal brand or your company's brand, and it takes a lot of work, and without you want to be efficient and proficient, right?
I was
so
like, what's efficient?
I was like efficient and proficient.
Yeah.
Right? You want to get out the most you can, but doing it in an efficient manner. Make sure you maximize your time, and at the same time, if you can maximize your time, then you might be able to make some time for yourself, which I think was one of the most important things that you do need to do just for your sanity. Because at the end of the day, what is any achievement if you're not going to be able to enjoy it, right? So that's, I think, my take on being more productive and using your time wisely. I'm sure there are a lot more tips. There's great tips online.
Leave them down below if you guys have anything that you guys even recommend for us. We would love to hear them and practice them, I guess. So verdict on this whiskey, I really like it. It kind of reminds me of the Glenfiddich's Select Cast. I actually have it this weekend.
Oh, really?
It's a little bit similar, but still very, very good.
Yeah, I love this. It's beautiful. So I mean, enjoy your whiskey, guys. It's been a great episode.
Yeah. Again, if you guys have any questions, and if you guys have any questions about your marketing strategies or want any tips or anything, be sure to email us at think@outsidethebox.com. My name is Meira. This is Gowsh, and we hope you guys have an amazing day.